Well, what we have here is about 20 castings that I've made as tiles that I'm going to run along the bottom of Dark Ride. And I painted them and stained them just like the rest of the van. So I'm going to bring the van out. I'm going to pull it out a little ways and then start laying these along the bottom. The van runs really, really good. I'll show you. I'm not even going to push on the gas. It starts up really easily. I'm going to pull it over to this side here because I'm going to start over on the right side or passenger side of the van. Alright, that should be fine. And I have this whole setup here. I have a isolator and an inverter with a deep cycle battery, so I can plug things in here and can charge my cell phones and all that. But I also have the radio set up where I just push it in like that and it comes on, and it'll play for a few days. It's not affected by the car being on or not, so it's kind of nice to have music in the background. And right now I have it on the outside speakers, but I can make the inside speakers work or the outside speakers with fading in and out. Anyway, it's kind of nice, a little bit of background music. Okay, I'm going to start along the bottom here because it's this whole bottom area I want to add these to, all the way along here and across to the door too. Okay, so I've got a little can here with some lacquer thinner in it. And this is where I keep my brush that I use to paint on the contact cement. And I've got some old rags here, so I can just wipe out the lacquer thinner, and it works really good. It doesn't evaporate as quick as acetone, but it works really good to clean the brushes. So I've got a brand new can here of contact cement that I got from Home Depot. Oh, and I like to use these gloves. These are just garden gloves with a rubberized side. And you can see they're all mucked up, but when I'm using latex rubber and contact adhesive and resin and stuff, these work great. So the first thing I do is I just take the glue and run it all the way around the edge, and sometimes in the middle too if it's built up, of the castings. So I got to do this to about maybe 6 at a time. I don't want to do too many at a time. And give it a generous amount of glue, especially around the edge. Then depending on the weather is how long you let them dry. It's pretty warm today. I'm not in the direct sun, but it should be fine. Then I take this and I also glue the area where I'm going to be sticking those two. Like so. I usually just do the whole thing. It wastes a little glue maybe, but I want to make sure I get it in the right spot. So now I'm going to let this glue dry and the castings dry for about 10-15 minutes. Okay, let's take one of these. I'm going to climb down here. Find the first spot, like so, and just stick it on. These stick pretty good. Let's grab another one. Some of these I poured really thick, thicker than they had to be, because I left the latex in it too long. Okay. And then I just repeat the process. That worked out pretty good. I probably could have spread it out a little more so it would hit up against this, but nobody's gonna notice because this is down low. But it will definitely, when you stand farther back from the van, it'll look pretty cool. So now I just work on this side. Okay, I decided to do something different. I'm going to cut this so that it'll run across the seam of the door, which will be kind of cool, because I think it'll fit if I cut it here. When you're working with latex rubber, when it's thick like this, it's hard to use a knife or even a razor, but scissors work better to cut latex rubber. And even then, you gotta work at it, especially if you reinforce it with a screen or cheesecloth. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is glue these like regular and then attach it to the door. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this piece that's split. But on the door, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open it a little. Maybe I can put something in there to keep it from... But actually, the first piece I'm going to put on, I want it to split the door. But what I should do is glue this other piece more So I'm gonna have to add some glue on the other side of this because we're gonna make it tighter. And you know what? I think I'm gonna cut that. So I can get it in a better position. Just want to cut it a little. Okay. Because we want this to be part way. So this one's closer to that, but again, nobody's going to notice it. And now this piece, we can, I wonder if I can move the camera a little. Make it wrap around my leg. There. So you can put it like right up against it, like so. So now the door will just open. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's all rough. That works fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That looks pretty good. And this is fine too, where it's split. And the door opens up. Cool. All right, and I'll do some more on the other side.